Listening, maybe watching our podcast. This is the Not For Radio podcast with your old mates Jay and Dunc. Caution, it will contain some swearing and a lot of absolute dribble in today's podcast.
Dribble. Drizzle.
A podcast recommendation from Jay that had his head spinning, so that'll be in the show notes if you click down there now. It's about an hour.
Mate, it's a cracker. A true battler that I'm guessing is no longer with us, which is definitely deserved of mad dog behaviour and mad dog rings.
I question the idea of traffic lights and wonder whether or not there's any wriggle room within that setup.
I finally made the Warriors up the Wales.
Bloody great league team. Very proud of you. You did say last year you're going to play league this year.
Yeah, I was.
Straight to the top.
Fucking one and done, I reckon, eh?
I expect nothing less.
Yeah. Also, my explicit disgust for are they native birds here? Are they? They are a native bird here in New Zealand called the Pukeko.
Oh, you won me over with that. I was like, nah, they're cute, man. They're all good. And turns out they're just the biggest pieces of shit when it comes to birds.
But next, Duncan flies in the face of his own skill set and eats the worst pizza in the worst way.
Debatable. We'll debate it.
Swaying drunks, not for cardio. What? I haven't had a drop, and I'll ask you to stay out of my personal business.
Look at me multitasking, having a piece of pizza while doing a podcast.
For $10 to anybody who incorrectly guesses what fucking type of pizza Duncan's having. For those of you that don't know,
it's almost like my superpower, like liking it when no one else really does.
I think there's a large number of people that like it, but they generally get a little more adventurous after the age of 5, and they move away from it. Whereas you've just stuck to your knitting, you know.
Here's the thing, though: you have a piece of Hawaiian pizza.
And you go, fuck, that's disgusting. I wish I could have something decent.
Oh, no, better example. I turn up late today. Everyone else has had lunch. I'm getting served up leftovers. There's a whole fucking Hawaiian pizza there. This is my third bit. And I was only 3 minutes late.
Do you know what that is? That's the pizza index. Just like the NASDAQ and the stock exchange and any other movable force of human sort of appreciation. Fucking right there. That is a low trading stock that you were tucking into there. And you didn't even air fry it. You're hitting it raw dog and cold. And you went against all of the normal things that you do with a pizza. You invented the upside down eat so that the taste buds hit it and are not just raw dogging dry base. There it is, final bite. Was it better?
Yeah, it was. There's only a bit of sauce left on that last bit. But for the people that hate pineapple pizza or pineapple on food, I get it. Like, there's not in many foods. Therefore, it can't be a good flavour.
Yeah, sacrilege too.
It just doesn't go with that many things. Like, I would argue, I'd have it on a burger, nothing else.
You have it on a burger too. I mean, there used to be a thing. Like, well, obviously you being the Burger King at regional fish and chip shops in New Zealand. The addition of beetroot and pineapple just to fuck up anything you were wearing while eating it was one of those things. It was greatly encouraged, you know.
That was New Zealand's first little cracking of the door open to gourmet food. Like, that was away from the meat and 3 veg.
Yeah. It's like, what can we do? Let's put some fucking... What does everyone have in their cupboards? A fucking tin of beetroot. Because when else are you eating it? Like, when it goes on a sandwich at best.
And what's that salad you put feta with it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe like a...
And that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't put feta in it, that's uneatable.
Yeah. And it normally would be like, it'd be like a long green bean that's chopped in there as well, just to give it a little bit of texture. Otherwise, you're just full old person food.
What we're going to hate on foods is then beetroot's one of the very few foods that'll bitch slap you like at 12 hours, 24 hours later when you take a dump. You're like, fucking bleed. Oh! Yeah. Oh, no, that's right, I ate beetroot. No other food does that.
Incredibly good for you. Fucking chock-a-block full of vitamins and fibre. Like, it is a really, really, really good food. A really good food to juice. But makes a fucking hoor of a mess. It's like that. Put it this, I reckon this is almost the litmus test. If you juice it and it stains your shit forever...
on your fingers, if you could turn a white t-shirt red and put it through the wash and it stays red, it's probably not good for you.
Because you know what else is really, really, really good for you? It goes delicious in a juice, and we're knocking it over in Adelaide when we're over there. Fresh turmeric.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh turmeric. Ooh. You know, fresh turmeric, orange juice, and cracked pepper, because you need the vitamin C to be unlocked with cracked pepper in an orange juice. Yeah. Crazy, eh?
Out of it. Otherwise, just fructose for your body.
Well, it just doesn't have the same absorption rate, I would say. Well, while we're on fucking, just as we just full snake up the fucking hill here.
And just while turmeric's popped up, doesn't pop up on podcasts too often, banned in our house. We've got white sinks.
Is it?
Yeah.
You've got white sinks. What a fucking flash guy.
Well, it was either like it looks sick. And I was like, this is going to be the fucking dumbest. It was such a stressful purchase as well. Like,
Man, that is fucking
I had to
rogue.
drive all over Auckland, and they were turning up in like 2 hours to fucking cut the bench top, and they needed the sink to do it. Otherwise, it was just nightmarish, and like most shit with home DIYers and renos. And so I made the call, got them in there. And then after a while, they start getting a bit dirty. You're like, fuck. Then I just had a brainwave. If you've got white sinks and they look shit, just fill it up with bleach. Fucking brand new again.
Does it? Great for the waterways as well.
Who gives a fuck about the waterways? As long as it doesn't flush out too far into the sea.
Guy. Does that mean that curries and also beetroot are off the menu for
Curries
your
just
house?
go leftovers go straight in the bin, like a butter chicken from the takeaway. That'll go straight in the bin if we're not. But who's fucking leaving any of that?
Yeah.
There's no leftovers when it comes to a buttered chicken.
I like to overorder because you might as well get something to carry through to the next day. Now I completely digress. I was having a conversation. You know, in New Zealand, if you live in New Zealand, you'll be aware of a little fucking swamp donkey called the Pukeko. Mm-hmm. A little black and white bird. It looks like a takahe, but is much, much smaller.
It's like a prettier chicken.
Yeah.
It's got massive feet. Can they fly?
Yeah,
they can fly.
Can fly. Yeah, they can fly. And for a certain period of time, you can shoot them as well.
That's what you tell yourself.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can.
No.
Mate, you might want to look into this.
No,
you
I
can
don't
shoot
think
them.
you
can.
I'm pretty sure you
No,
can.
you can't.
You can.
No, they're
Go look it
native.
up. No,
you
they're
can't
not.
shoot native birds.
Fuck that. You can. I guarantee you can shoot these fucking things. And you know why? Because they are fucking nasty little bastards.
Oh, what are they doing?
Okay, so this is it. They are. I was talking to Staffy, one of the guys. Like, he's massive into.
How fat?
He's
160.
He is he is massively into. He's like Tilly, but an older version.
Yeah, okay.
He is. He loves doing driven pheasants and quails, and he goes overseas and shoots doves. He's great on the ducks. Basically, takes the whole season off just to shoot ducks. He's got a whole bunch of ponds that he goes and visit. And he was telling me about Pukekos. Have a fucking go at this.
Can we put a link in the show description as well, the show notes, because then people can just quickly click through and see what they look like.
These grubby little fucks. So I didn't like them anyway. And I found out, am I wrong, Teagues? You can shoot the fucking things, can't you?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No,
the
no.
answer is yes.
You can only
It's a
shoot
yes.
them in certain areas, mainly the west coast of the South Island. You can't just kill them like
Never
in
seen
your
one there.
backyard.
That's why.
No.
Why don't we ship them down there? There's fucking heaps of them anyway. They regulate their own population. There's a great piece done by 42 Below about how they regulate their own population by operating quite close to our major highways and roads, and they just fucking end up just getting skittled.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like a minor bird. Also found out, while I'm just going down this tangent, you've got to be doing 120 to hit a minor if you want to get them.
Is that how fast they fly?
That's their reaction time. So they've got a 20. And I only know this because somebody hit one on the racetrack. Closed road, fuck whatever. Anyway, back to the Pukekos, horrible little fucks. So they ragdoll ducklings, fucking destroy them. Where they get their hands on them and they completely wipe them out, not to eat them, just to be fucking assholes. And then on top of that, if that wasn't making you go, you pieces of shit, not that we need that many. I mean, duck populations are pretty hard to get by. But I saw a family of ducks today at the driving range, 3 ducklings that have just made it past the duckling stage and into sort of, juvenile ducks. They'd spit out 12 of those fuckers, so we're running like a 25% success rate. And I reckon the fucking Pukekos got into this family and they fucked them up. The other thing is, rapists. Rapists. They are. And even worse than that,
what are they raping?
they rape their own offspring.
Ooh,
Are you a
okay.
fan now?
Nah.
Thank you very much. You want to support a little fucking incestuous rapist there, Showboss Teagues? I don't think so.
Setup.
Exactly. When I heard that, I'm
How have they
fucking
not,
done
like-
with them.
Well, how long have they been pegging their own offspring for?
Fucking forever.
How are they not? Well, maybe that's why their feet are all funny shaped and they're too big for their body. There's got to be. You can't do that forever and still have a healthy breeding
Exactly.
stock.
Yeah, they are real. And remember, we found this out about ducks too. They all fucking.
Can you Google that?
The drakes all hold down the hens and fucking all gangbang them like it's some fucking weird diddy party, you know? Some fucking whatever they're called. Some fucking freak fest or whatever they are.
We've learned a little bit about Pukeko. They sound like one of the nastiest birds around. Like, is there a worse bird?
I don't know. Maybe the one with the cuckoos that go and throw the other eggs out of the nest and then get those birds to raise their kids for them.
Oh, that's a clutch play.
Yeah.
How do we go about doing that for humans?
Live in a smaller town. Everyone gets to get, it takes a village.
Now, tell me,
nasty fucks.
last night, Jay, big night for you.
Yes.
Well...
Oh, yeah.
But I was just... I
got it at 3 a.m. If you want to know, at 3 a.m.
No, you didn't. I can tell by your eyes. You definitely didn't. He's lying. I can always tell when he's hungover.
It's been a minute since last week.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Do you want to do it officially?
What?
Hi, I'm Jay Reeve, and I'm 6 days sober.
Did somebody say Max chickens? Not for radio.
Sober means that you haven't been intoxicated or you haven't had a drink. Because if that's the case, I had a drink last night.
Same.
Anywho, last night after we alluded to it on the pod in the Sniper Elite episode, I'm kind of loath to say whether I don't know if it's going to actually play out. Basically, long story short, 2025 season. You'll know if you've listened to this podcast at any length that we are massive fans of the One Warriors, which is our rugby league team from here in New Zealand in the NRL rugby league competition.
It's us against Australia.
It's us against the fuck. It's us against the world. And it's the season starts very shortly. In Las Vegas, actually, is where it all
there's
kicks
a lot
off.
of chat firing up in the boys' chat groups.
Lot of remorse on not actually committing to that trip and going.
I'm fucking tapped financially. I wouldn't have been able to afford it after the break I just had.
Yeah.
Jeez, I spent some wedge. It would have if we for example, if they lock it in April, that'd be a good time to pay for flights.
Yeah.
When you've recovered a bit from the summer spend.
This could be one and done.
No,
it could be
just two and done because we went last year.
Who? We didn't go last year.
Oh, we didn't.
No.
I thought you were talking about just in general.
Yeah, no, there was. And so there's one more year left on this contract with Las Vegas to do this.
But surely they'll do it again. It sold pretty well.
No, so they're looking at moving it to Florida next.
Oh, that's even better. I'm not the hugest fan of Vegas anymore. I've got a real itching to get to Florida.
Yeah. So that would be, that's exciting. But yeah, so they had the big press day. They do a whole bunch of stuff where they shoot all this content in and around all the different players. Big old shift for the team, for the Waz team, who are great bunch of humans. And they were at midday yesterday. Dodsey, who's a good friend of ours, who is basically part of the Warriors fraternity. He's almost like
he's like their social media manager, captures all the action, creates the epic videos, and he's got all their social media just hissing.
Kind of 14th man. He's married to the daughter of the owner of the team.
D until.
Yeah, and and he's a legend too. Greatest team because there's great culture. This is one thing that you kind of can't get past. Anyway, long story short, they've got. They asked me if we could do sort of like there's a big box with all these, it's made out of LED screens with all these fucking logos spinning around it, kind of a mirrored floor, and they're like, I need you to wear all black, turn up, and we've got a script to deliver to you that you need to deliver down the camera. So they had this big red cam on a big floating rig that they were running around, and obviously my fucking short-term memory is from fourth form, just absolutely
remember
torched
what
it.
you were wearing, you because we wore borderline the same thing. You wore a tan t-shirt. That is not black.
No, I bought a change of clothes, yeah, because I'm a professional. I just didn't learn the script.
Since when?
A stretch at best. And so you deliver this fucking down the barrel sort of scenario, like a rev up. They've got all these highlights that they're cutting in between as well. But it'll look cool. The boys were getting fizzed up, which fizzed me up. Because I was like, it was pretty much a one and done scenario.
Shit. Did you use the auto cue I told you about?
Yeah, so I told the boys about that. So
if anybody shoots content, and we do sometimes on our social media, and there's like an enormous, it would have been fucking great. No, it wouldn't have worked for the TV show, but there's an app where you can have your script rolling past it, and then it's also videoing you at the same time, so you don't even remember everything.
Yeah, because sometimes you trip over yourself, get excited, whatever. But yeah, so Jacko was walking around following the cameraman with it above him.
Right, yeah,
Just
nice.
just trying to get the whole thing across. But it was, they were like, fuck yeah, this is good shit, fucking cheers. This is like, this is what we want to fucking see. Yeah, the boys. Yeah.
Everyone's circle jerking like this.
Pretty much, yeah. Just a big fucking group belaying session, just as like a big abseil team, just fucking one in front, one behind.
I think sports hype videos would be in my top 10 favourite things ever of everything.
If you have never seen the Gus Gould walk and talk pre-Origin,
We'll play one on the potty tomorrow.
yeah, by the time Origin kicks off here in New Zealand, it's around about 10:30. And fuck me, the fizz levels are high at that stage. And that just is literally, that's like 3, 2, 1, blast off. As he does that, you're just like,
Oh, yeah.
it's great.
Anyway, so it went well.
Yeah, I think it went well. We'll see. Probably won't get used, and then that'll be the true indicator of
So
whether
what
it
are
did go
they
well or
using
not.
that at the season launch?
No, that'll be part of their big ad campaign that they put on TV. And,
Oh, good shit. Look at you go.
yeah.
Um,
So we shall see.
I was driving to work today,
Yes.
and the whole red light thing.
We spoke about this yesterday. Does
we?
anybody know why that is the collection of lights? Like, why does it go red? Why did red get stop and green get go?
Red's danger.
But fucking who was the one that made that up? I'd say yellow looks more dangerous because yellow. Oh, really? Blood?
Blood, that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. What is green though? Fucking open fields, run, tra-la-la-la.
Yeah, man. Green's bloody vegan. Good.
That means fucking stop, turn around, you're fucked up.
So I was running a little bit tight. I was like scrambling around cleaning up the house, right? So that's why I was like a couple of minutes late, and I was like, it's nice for Dixie to come home to a clean house, especially when I haven't cooked dinner.
Great husband.
And
I see what you did there. Well played.
Just sowing the seeds early, like Jay does.
Yeah.
He's taught me well. No, so I was
Little
doing.
note on the bench.
I've never done that.
Oh, easy. Get yourself a.
I write notes on the bananas for the kids in their lunchbox.
Yeah.
Little pictures and shit. Turn them into minions. They fucking love it.
You put that much effort into a fucking banana, you won't write a message for your missus to increase your chance of getting pumped. You need to fucking change your priorities.
This is good intel. This is great. Thanks, mate. I'm glad I turned up today.
Maybe write her a message on a banana as well. That's fucking spicy.
Oh, yeah. Then I have to make another lunch, though. Dad, what does this say? Leave it in the banana bowl.
Oh, shit. F her right in the P. What?
Why's it got a line around the end? So I'm scrambling a little bit, and I was going to ride the bike in today, and then I was like, sometimes just fucking admin putting on like long pants and the jacket and stuff is just fast to jump straight in the truck. Do you get that with riding the bike? Sometimes you're like, can't be fucked putting on all that shit.
It's a very small price. It's like waiting in. It's like waiting in airport security to go on holiday. It's a fucking necessary evil.
Yeah, so I couldn't be bothered with evil today. So I was like, I'll take the Suburban. So I'm fanging it along, and I'm coming down Oniwa Road, and you're coming onto a motorway on-ramp at the end of it. It's 50k an hour, and then it speeds up to 80. And there's that set of lights right at the end of it. And it flicks orange. I put on the anchors, and then I'm like, no, I'm not going to make that. And then so I fucking jumped back on the accelerator, and it flicked over just as I went through it. So I ran a whole red light. But I was like, is there any leeway? Do you think I know a red light's a red light. Like, I'm not that fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But do you think there's any leeway for heavier vehicles?
Nah, zero. Absolutely zero.
Well, then I would argue the orange light's not long enough. Because it fucking takes a minute to slow the beast down.
That is an argument. You'd be able to time it out. Because remember, they famously did that over in the States. They shifted the yellow light by maybe 1 second.
Did they?
And they captured fucking infinitely more people on a red light camera that was to the tune of millions of dollars worth of fines. And they found out that was the case. And then there's a massive big blowback on whichever city council was the one.
Oh, so no, they didn't claim it. They just did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a safety thing. They were like,
No. They just fucking twisted it just to turn things up a bit.
that's the fucking ultimate revenue gathering, Ryan.
Yeah.
Fuck, I tell you what we like. Hearing from you. Sling us a voice memo now by checking out our show notes.
I had a and we're going to talk about this on our radio show today in depth, but was listening today, just doing some work on the computer, but listening to Simon Sinek talk to what's his name? He was fucking awesome too. Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah, you'd probably know from The Daily Show. Mm-hmm. He's the guy, the South African guy. Super smart. Fuck me, my brain hurt after listening to it because of how much I was thinking. You know, you go for a run, you get sore legs. You push some tin or go for a surf, your arms get sore. My fucking head hurt after listening to this.
Wow.
It was just like insane shit, and not like real big, like over the top, like, you know, crazy. Well, what if the fucking aliens land and that sort of stuff? Just really doubled down as to why things are the way they are currently within sort of society.
Is it a podcast?
Podcast, yeah.
We'll put a link in
Yeah,
the
we'll
show
put in the
notes.
link in it. It's called Trevor. Yeah, and he said it too. This is the bit. It says, in our latest fucking episode, I decided to invite comedian Trevor Noah on to get as serious as fucking possible. My brain hurt.
Oh, it's so good.
It really did. But it was awesome. One of the things that he talked about in this was that there is people hate small talk, but small talk is what connects everybody on a fucking common level. If you do big talk, then that's where you're flexing where you are societally within a position of job or knowledge or whatever it is. Anyone can say fucking how their day's going, or, you know, what did you get up to on the weekend, or what's for lunch today, or what did you think of that? Like everyone's qualified at the same level to have that conversation. But as soon as you go thoughts, feelings, emotions on the fucking fallout of Israel and Palestine, you're like, fuck it, I don't know, where do I sit on this? But it was stuff like that makes you just go, shit. Man, I was completely off kilter. It's 54 minutes long.
Yeah, great.
And 54 minutes of me just kind of feeling like I was just fucking being hit from all angles in a boxing ring.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really, 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 really good.
Can you be any minutes late onto this meeting that you've got there, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get, because I want to get a war story in, so let's get a
It's
war
with
story.
Nige from Harley Davidson.
Oh, make him wait. They put this on the internet now. I apologise, Nigel. Sorry. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to do one from Owie Sadler, because Owie Sadler's one of the great
He is.
snipers. Fuck, he sent some beauties through. And if you've been listening for ages, then you'll fucking know all about Owie.
I think there needs to be a categorisation, like almost like fanfare ahead of these people that are continual deliverers of what we would consider sniper elite material.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we're looking...
He's got what we could call it confirmed kills that he's got on here.
He's up to about 4. This
Yeah.
may be number 5, I think.
He's confirmed killed it. Just to keep it in theme.
That's good from you. Not implying that you don't normally have any good stuff.
I mean, literally, as soon as you said that, I was like, maybe I could do without drinking piss a bit more. maybe one weekend out of every 3 I can just fucking keep it on the level.
Oh my
I
God.
like that. It's a positive affirmation. Thank you.
Okay, don't do that because you get sick every time you stop.
Yeah.
This is from Owie. Happening, lad and lasses, how are? Called you a lad, called us lasses.
Yeah,
Already like
sweet.
it. Bit of a long one, but with any luck, it can. Oh, another one for you, Jay. Okay. It can set Jay's guts off like an American fire hose. Don't know where this belongs. Probably unskilled saw, but if the old bastard was around now, he'd be considered an absolute mad dog. When I was about 12, I went to see my grandfather in the hospital. He worked in the Welsh mines for 50 years and had a set of lungs on him like a couple of dirty prunes from all the coal dust. However, when I went to see him, I noticed that his big toe on his right foot was pointing inward and the rest of his toes at a 90-degree angle. He had broken it and never bothered to get it set because, I quote, it didn't bother him. Anyway, this started a conversation about his various scars. Like a shit word search, we went through his mutilated carcass with explanations on how he got them. The bastard was more stitched up than a patchwork quilt. His hand opened most of the way, but would make him look like he was holding an invisible stubby. He had a gash along the palm of his hand that was something out of Frankenstein. The story. So my dad was driving home from rugby after uni in the 70s. One day when he saw my grandfather waiting at the bus stop in what can only be described as a flasher raincoat with his arms hidden in the jacket as though he was holding a pistol, my dad pulled up and said, "Where the fuck are you off to?" He was met with a shady response of, "Off to hospital. Food is on the table for you in the house, all right?" Somewhat perplexed, my dad then noticed the ridiculous coat and the shifty demeanour. Why the hospital? Eventually, he pulled out his hand, which had a plastic carrier bag around it to catch the blood. He had been working in the garage on a circular saw when he hit a knot of wood, causing his hand to slip into the blade, pretty much all the way through and folding his fingers back on themselves until his nails were touching the back of his wrist.
Fucking full flip top. Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Does it get worse?
Probably. Somehow he managed to cook tea for my old man, one-handed and bleeding out before heading for the bus. My old man screamed at him to get in the car, but he wouldn't because my dad was covered in mud and it was rude to go to the hospital in that state. Eventually, they agreed that he'd get in the car if my old man drove home and got into some clean clothes. Jeez. My dad shot off and got changed in less than 5 minutes, and by the time he got back to the bus stop, the old giddy got on the bus and fucked off to the hospital. Raging, the old man sped to the hospital to find him already in surgery. When he came out, his first question was, "Did you have your tea?" He was in hospital for 2 weeks before being back on the bloody saw. Not long after that, he was working back down the mines when he was impaled by a beam. Shit. Once again, he wanted to get the bus so as not to waste ambulance time. Luckily, the foreman had a bit of sense and called the ambulance. Tougher than a rhino's instep and as stubborn as tar, but a fucking legend. He also believed that anything could be fixed with a 6-inch nail, and I genuinely believe that he would have tried if the bus hadn't turned up. Anyway, from Wheels! All the way from Wheels! Get on ya! Up the wires. That'll do for today.
Shit, it'll be so, maybe even posthumously a fucking mad... I would love that even as a bit. If somebody is just absolutely fucking battered from top to toe.
Yeah.
Very good friend of the show, Luke Price, freestyle motocross rider, gave it away because you could literally make up his entire skeleton out of his x-rays and fucking stick them on a window and see his whole body just fucking crumpled. Looks like he's been run over by a steamroller.
Every bone looks like a pasta threaded onto string.
Exactly. Everything's just fucking pointing not the way it's supposed to. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
All right, we better jump on this meeting, but once again, appreciate you for choosing us. This has been the Not For Radio podcast. A reminder, we are now on YouTube. You can find us on all other social media platforms simply by searching Not For Radio, and have a ripper. We'll be back tomorrow with another ep.